Welcome back to another edition of our NBA Weekly Recap Show. You already know who it is. It's your boy Q Walker with
KJ
in the building. I know KJ. I'm about to talk this damn nickname. But anyway,
you don't like this one?
I don't like KJ. I like McKeezy.
I come up with something different.
I like McKeezy in the building. But anyways, we knee deep in the playoffs. We got the Eastern Conference Finals about to happen. We got one team already that's proceeded to go to the Western Conference Finals. They're waiting on the opponent right now. So with that being said, actually the Clippers are playing at this very moment against the Denver Nuggets. The series is 3-2 right now. So while that's playing, we're going to shift over to the Eastern Conference side and recap everything that went on last week, starting with the Miami Heat and then Milwaukee Bucks. Last time we had a show, the series was 3-0 with the game happening that day that we recorded the show, and Milwaukee Bucks ended up winning Game 4
somehow, some way.
Chris Middleton. And
I talked so bad about him, and he came up big.
He came in the clutch. He came through, but unfortunately, the next game. I mean, he still had a good game the next game, but Miami was too powerful, and even Jimmy Butler said the game that they lost, they took their foot off the pedal because Giannis wasn't playing. So they was like, "Nah, we got this in the bag," and they ended up losing. Was it double overtime or was it double overtime? Okay, yeah. Double overtime. So they went ahead and got that out on the way. So Miami Heat are now in the Eastern Conference Finals. But before we proceed even further, between the two of us, it was one guy who had the Eastern Conference Final prediction correct. He had Miami Heat and Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I had the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Like I always say, I may not be right. I am never, ever, ever wrong.
I'm 50% right.
50%.
I got half the team right. But then let's go down to the Toronto Raptors and the Boston Celtics series, which we both had Boston winning in 7.
Right.
We both had Boston winning in 7. Man, this was a nice matchup, man. What was your thoughts on Game 7 between Boston and Toronto?
It was back and forth. I thought Toronto was actually going to pull it out there for a while.
I thought they were.
But Boston just had too much, like we thought they would the entire series, and the way they did games 1 and 2, and they finally pulled it out there at the end. But Fred VanVleet dribbled the whole last possession out for Toronto. 32 seconds left, and he ended up taking a crazy shot with 1 second left on the shot clock. He just dribbled the whole time off. I don't know what he was doing.
James Harden.
He didn't even pass the ball. He didn't look at anybody.
I got it, coach. He waving to everybody. I got it. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. I got it. Go ahead. Speaking of Fred VanVleet, he's a free agent this offseason. Along with Serge Ibaka, and I think Marc Gasol's free agent as well.
That Toronto team gonna look way different.
I think this is probably the window closing on that team as we see fit. But Boston, remember, it might have been 2 shows ago, we said that this series is the series where Jason Tatum needs to make his name. If he wants to be up there with the superstars and upper echelon players, that this is the series where he needs to make his name. And he came through in the clutch.
He did. He was really up and down. He was really up and down. But Game 7, he played big though. So
he's light skinned. That's what we do.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what we do. But now we have the Eastern Conference matchup. But before we do that, man, let's rewind and take a step back real quick. So the Giannis situation is got a lot of people puzzled because after the series, he said that instead of going around the wall, he wants to run through the brick wall.
And next season we need to do this.
Yeah, and then according to Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports, he had a meeting. I don't know if you knew this. He had a meeting with the owners, and after the owners' meeting with Giannis is when he started to unfollow the team and the players. So I'm really curious what the hell happened in that meeting. He was like, "Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm not following none of y'all."
Ownership always has his way of messing something good up.
So what's next for the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis?
So I don't know if that's a sign that Giannis knows that he's out, or if he had that meeting, things went good, and then he was just ready for everything to just cool off. Because they said he was a Pippin and needed help.
That was Richard Jefferson.
They said he couldn't do Richard Jefferson.
That was Richard Jefferson.
And he can't do this, he can't do that. So I don't know if he just needed a break, or if that's him saying, "All right, I'm taking a break.
Like
I'm out break."
If according to your theory, if he wanted a break, why didn't he just get off of social media? Period. I mean, you can always just log out, right? You ain't got to unfollow everybody. Just log out. And then you off of social media, you can detox, get away from the season, get away from everything NBA related, get around your family and friends. And, you know, will come, you know, November, December, when the season starts back up, you know, log back in and do your thing. So
he's from Greece, so they may do stuff different over there.
Different. Yeah, he unfollowed everybody on the team except for his brother, but he probably unfollowed him today. But
probably.
Man, I don't know if that's a sign of things to come, because it's one thing, like you said, for him to unfollow the team and teammates, but it's the simple fact he done it after the meeting.
After the meeting
is what's puzzling me. I don't want to read too much into it, but you know, like they always say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Always. You
know, he ain't undoing that for no damn reason. It's one thing to be like, you know what, I'm tired of this organization. I'm just gonna follow the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know, follow the damn.
I love my teammates, but I'm done with the Bucks.
He must think his teammates is trash.
Well, I mean, he might be on to something.
I mean, you know, LeBron did the same thing. We seen how that ended up.
Yeah.
I mean,
LeBron is the ringleader out there.
He is.
He shows them how to do it.
Giannis is following in his footsteps.
Well,
losing East Conference Finals, lose the finals. Rumors are going to Miami. So, I mean, he's following the LeBron blueprint.
I mean, if you look at that roster, everybody said, oh, they got bigs that can step out and
the Lopez.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but they had one thing you cannot account for: heart. They let one man.
He snatched their whole soul out of their chest.
Snatched the whole team soul. They let one man snatch the whole team soul, and that was Jimmy Butler, which was evident in Game 1 when Jimmy put up 40 points, and after the game they asked Giannis about why they didn't guard him, and his excuse was like, you know, coach didn't want me to. Man, look here. If I'm the team's best player, I don't care who coach got me. I got him.
I got
him right there. It's one thing to guard him for 4 quarters, because I don't think no NBA players guarding the other NBA players superstar for 4 quarters.
Right.
But that 4th quarter, coach, I got him. I got him. We not switching nothing. I got him. But Giannis was scared, man. Giannis, you gotta, you know.
You think he's scared?
I won't say he's scared, but he ran from the challenge.
He's Defensive Player of the Year.
He ran from the challenge.
Okay.
He wasn't scared, but he ran from the challenge.
Because Defensive Player of the Year, you don't get scared of another person.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
Defensive Player of the Year, you're supposed to tell coach, I got it.
I got it. Well, if you're the coach and you got the Defensive Player of the Year, you're supposed to say, you got it.
Well, yeah. That's a good point there as well. Mike Budenholzer, you know, he gets some blame as well. But anyway,
he got out-coached.
He was coaching? I didn't know he was out there coaching. It looked like he just said, all right, Giannis, you get the ball, then we'll make some shit happen.
We'll figure something
happen.
They don't run like any good motion.
No sets. It's Giannis or bust.
Yeah.
It's Giannis. And then on top of that, we talked about it before, not to get off on a long tangent, is that they start Giannis off at the 3-point line to motion their offense. Mm-hmm. Giannis is not a 3-point player, so
correct.
We're not worried about the threat of him shooting. So what's automatically the defense going to do? Back up.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to get into your set if the defense is already packed to paint. What can you do?
They don't have anybody on their team other than Giannis that really scares anybody.
Chris Middleton.
No, he don't.
Chris Middleton.
He does not scare anybody.
Puts fear in everybody.
Yeah, right.
He made a statement that game. But
did he? One game.
He made a statement that he's here to stay in the Eastern Conference. But anyways, going over to the West side, you know, the best side, because you know the King resides in the best side. Shout out to Keezy with the Tupac shirt on today. It's been, how many years?
24 years.
24 years since the late great Tupac has passed. All rest in heaven to the late great Tupac. But like I said, we in the West side with the best side. Start off with the Nuggets and Clippers series, which is 3-2 right now. What's your thoughts on this series so far?
So I don't know if the Clippers are just, you know, working their way through stuff just to get to the conference finals and play the Lakers or what.
Just going through the motions.
Yeah, they just, you know, because the other night they were up 17, 18 points, and they just kind of were like, all right, that's cool, you know.
That's cool.
We up 3-1, they'll probably give up. We just, you know.
That's what they played like that. They played like, all right, we got a big enough lead. Let's just go ahead and chill. Let's go and ride this thing in the 4th quarter. They're not coming back. But something happened in that 4th quarter.
Jamal Murray and Jokic happened in the 4th quarter.
Jamal Murray and Jokic. Shout out to Daniel Jamal Murray, the most boring player in the NBA, of course.
Still not impressed with him, huh?
He's still not impressed with Jamal Murray. But, I mean, Jamal Murray did come up big that game. Nurkic did come up huge, but the Joker's been playing well the whole entire series.
Right.
So I'm cool with that. This series, man, is 3-2, and it's very interesting because the Nuggets go as far as Jamal Murray takes them. And when I say that, I know people are like, but the Joker's the best player. Yes, Joker's gonna do his thing, but he needs somebody else. To step up, and that somebody else needs to be Jamal Murray. So I got my notes right here. Keys got my handy dandy notes right here. So in the 3 losses, Jamal Murray averages 14 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, shoots 34% from the field, 39% from 3. In the 2 wins, 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 41%, and 50% from 3. So Jamal Murray, if he pulls up a 26 point per game, this thing is going 7 games.
They got a good chance of
winning. But the thing is though, he's so inconsistent. That's the only problem with Jamal Murray is he's so inconsistent, and his inconsistency is going to end up costing the Nuggets because they're going home today.
Yeah, I think they're going home today too. They should have went home the other night, but they're going home today.
They're going home today. Yeah, they're for sure.
Especially since the Lakers wrapped up, the Clippers are ready to. Clippers are ready to wrap it up today too.
They're anxious because one thing they don't want to do is give the Lakers more rest.
Right. So
more rest for them, more wear and tear on the Clippers' body. So Clippers gonna try to hurry this thing up, man. But yeah, they're gonna go ahead and take care of business today. Which, speaking of our Lakers.
Well,
speaking of our Lakers,
the Lake Show.
King James went ahead and wrapped his thing up Saturday night with a blowout over the Rockets to go ahead and take that series 4-1. Like Uncle Shannon says, Garden, Harden, party, doesn't matter. Lakers in 5. So, Keezy.
Yes.
What was your thoughts on this series, man, as we wrap this thing up and go to the Western Conference Finals?
It's about what we expected. I gave the Rockets 2 games.
I gave them 2 games as well.
But AD and LeBron.
Speak on it.
Like we said.
Talk on it.
Just pound them.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Nothing they can do with a little 6'3" PJ Tucker on Anthony Davis.
Bless his heart. Bless it. He tries.
And then
he's a free
Rockets. The Rockets and the Trailblazers.
Right.
They have each of those teams has something in common. They have one very, very, very important player that pretty much does everything for the team.
Right, which is James Harden and Dame.
So what the Lakers have done is trap and double team those 2 players, and it has just totally just dumbfounded the other coach and the whole team. They've been discombobulated the whole
team. So basically what you're saying is Terry Stotts and Mike D'Antoni don't know how to coach. That's basically what you're telling me.
Mike D'Antoni never changed anything. He didn't change it. He didn't try to run more motion. He didn't try to take Harden off the ball. He didn't try to set screens for him. Nothing. He just kept saying, we're going to keep dribbling up the court, let them trap you, and then you just take the ball and just throw it somewhere else, and we'll see what happens.
Mike Budenholzer coaching. Just get out there and we'll see something. We'll make something happen.
So, I mean, it was bad. It's bad, but and LeBron been doing his thing the whole playoffs.
Go ahead, speak on it. He's
been playing really well. Really, really, really well.
You can say great if you want to.
No, I'm not gonna say great yet.
You can say great if you want to.
I'm not gonna say great yet.
We'll say it after the Western Conference Finals.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll say it after that. But man, to piggyback off of what you were saying, I mean, this matchup, we both gave the Rockets 2 games because we figured, with the firepower that the Rockets get, they can get hot and they can win you 2 games. James Harden can win you 1, and then the Rockets collectively could probably win you another game. So we gave them 2 games.
Unless somebody comes to your room to do a COVID test and then you get thrown out.
Man, listen, you know what? Buddy got a family.
Yeah.
Shout out to Daniel House. I guess Daniel House figured, you know what? We're going home anyways. I might as well go and try, do something before we get on up out of here. And it ended up costing not only him, but probably his marriage and the series. But anyways,
hope he get a good contract. That child support is gonna start hitting.
I hope he got a good attorney. But anyways, about this series. So I was like, okay, so the Lakers won this thing convincingly. And I looked at the numbers. I said, okay, what was the reason why the Lakers won? So, matter of fact, instead of people saying the Rockets lost, let's start saying the Lakers won, because people are like, well, the Rockets lost because of this, and that. So I looked at it. I said, okay. So I went back to the series when they played the Thunder. Do you know they shot the same field goal percentage versus the Thunder that they did like 43%? So I said, okay, well, it must be the 3-ball. The 3-ball must not have been falling. So I went back and looked at that. Against the Thunder, they shot 36% from 3. Against the Lakers, 35%. So I said, well, hell, that's the same damn thing. So what's the problem? So I said, okay, Westbrook, he averaged 14 against the Thunder, 19 against the Lakers, which was his, he struggled. 19.7 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 42%, and 25% from 3. Yeah, that ain't.
They were just letting him shoot the ball.
Why would you not? Why would
back
you not?
up off him and let him shoot it.
So I said, you know what? Even him averaging that's still 5 points more than what he gave them in the Thunder series when he averaged 14. So I said, okay, well maybe that's not it either. And I looked at Eric Gordon. Against the Thunder, he averaged 16 points, 1 damn rebound. I mean, against the Lakers, 16 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, shot 41% from field goal, 42% from 3. Against the Thunder, he was 18 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 40%, and 25% from three-point line. So I said, well, goddamn, they still got the same type of numbers. You know where they got beat, Keezy?
Turnovers.
The boards.
Rebounds.
Lakers averaged 45 rebounds a game, Rockets 32.
Which is exactly what?
32. So what that basically tells me is that, Keezy, you know how difficult it is. We playing hard defense. We playing great defense. We get a good. We force the Lakers to take a bad shot, and what happens? They get the damn offensive
rebound anyways. Now we got to start all over again.
So it's either you got to start all over again. They get a put back, and then you scrambling. Lakers get a wide open 3. Man,
the same way you just put your hands up like that. That's what we out there doing. That's what we out there doing like this, mad.
I mean, so it's a combination of, like you said, you know, Mike D'Antoni sticking with one specific style. And like you said, why didn't Tyson Chandler get some burn?
Yeah, he at least deserved 10 minutes.
Couldn't do that. You got 59-year-old Tyson Chandler out there trying to chase around. Let's say they put JaVale McGee out there, Dwight Howard, which are considerably younger than him. What's he going to do?
I mean, but still, though, that's help with a rebound. That's right. Challenging a shot when they drive to the basket. That's right. That's something. But what do you do on the offensive side? What do you do for that? Because let him set some screens.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, he's that big for a reason. Let him set some screens, move around, roll to the basket, maybe get a couple rim runs, throw a couple lobs to him. Okay. Something.
Just give the Lakers a different look.
A different look every once in a while, because PJ Tucker is not rolling to the rim catching nothing.
First of all, he averaged 5 points per game this series, so that lets you know what
PJ Tucker, what
he's out there doing. He's a free agent this off season.
Yeah, he's gonna be a free agent too.
Yeah, he's gonna be. His services probably will no longer be needed with the Rockets. They probably gonna move on from that. But yeah, man, the Lakers, they just did what they were supposed to do, which is kill them on the glass, you know. And that was the difference between the ball game. They averaged 110 points per game this series to the Rockets 103. And that 7-point difference pretty much came off the glass. So our Lakers is on to the Western Conference Finals, where we are awaiting the Nuggets. Or the Clippers. Come on. Jamal Murray. I don't have confidence in you, but today I got confidence in you, baby. Come on, Jamal Murray. Let's do this.
It's gonna be the Nuggets and the Clippers. I mean, the Lakers and the Clippers.
I know it, but my heart just wants it to be the Nuggets.
I told you about your heart. Bro. I know your heart will get you in trouble
every damn time.
Use your brain
every damn time. Man, what's happening, everybody? You already know who it is. It's your boy Q Walker from the world's most dangerous sports show, Beyond the Game. Here to ask everybody one simple, quick, and easy question: who likes popcorn? Better yet, who doesn't like popcorn? Well, let me tell you about my friends over at Gourmet Popcorn of Carlisle. They have fun, delicious flavors such as candy apple, cinnamon toast, chocolate. If you like a little spice in your life, they got you covered with it as well, with some jalapeno, salt and vinegar, and my very own personal favorite, Sweetheart. Now, they have many more delicious flavors to choose from, but in order to get your hands on some of this delicious popcorn, it's real simple and easy. All you have to do is go to www.popcarlisle.com, enter the coupon code BTG, get an extra 25% off your purchase. Yeah, that's simple and easy, right? Let me run it back to you so you don't forget it. Go over to www.popcarlisle.com, enter the coupon code BTG, get an extra 25% off your purchase. Get on over there, get you some of this Sweetheart popcorn, and stop playing. Yeah. But anyways, man, what's gonna happen with the Rockets this offseason? Because like you said, you know, PJ Tucker's gonna be a free agent, and then you know, you had Mike D'Antoni's comments. You got the the small ball experiment going on. So let's break this thing down. What should be the next step for the Houston Rockets?
Number one, they need to get some players that are over 6'6".
Okay, get some height.
Number two, this offense with James Harden coming up, dribbling the ball 400 times, and Westbrook running to the basket all out of control, That's not gonna work.
Tasmanian devil.
I don't know if Westbrook is really a good fit for the team. I don't know if him and James Harden can make it work. I think they need a whole new style of play that's more suited with some motion, some screens, because they just out there just standing around. I looked last night, they trapped James Harden. Nobody cut to the basket. Everybody just stood outside the 3-point line. Because PJ Tucker, that's all he can do.
Yeah, he ain't got no low post. Well, it ain't gonna matter if he had low post game anyway.
Covington, he's not really a threat to score.
Yeah.
Jeff Green is old.
Yeah. But the problem with Jeff Green is he gives you a little bit one game. He'll put up 16, you be like, okay, then the next game he'll put up 6. So it's inconsistency again. But like you said, but that's how their roster is built, and you have so much money tied into James Harden, Westbrook, Eric Gordon, Austin Rivers. You have 4 big contracts right there. So I mean, what do you do with that?
They're gonna have to fill in some pieces somewhere.
But you ain't gonna have the money, because you're gonna have to get some guys who are willing to come in for one to take pay cuts or veteran minimums. And if that's the case, I don't see no big man that's gonna be coming in good enough to help you out. That's gonna be veteran minimum, but still come in and still give you quality play, quality minutes. Shout out to the Rockets for letting Clint Capella go. This is why you should have kept him.
Good move right there. You know, it's a real good move.
This is exactly why you should have kept him. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Keezy. I don't know what they're gonna do. You know, they got a lot of pieces that probably really don't fit together. I think the James Harden Westbrook thing was more of a buddy thing, because you know Westbrook and Harden go back to the Southern California days. I don't see it, Keys. I don't see this thing going any further than what it did. Was it 2 years ago when they got to the Western Conference Finals?
When they should have beat the Warriors.
Yeah, and then Chris Paul got hurt. That was probably the apex of this whole experiment. I think.
But when you look, they still had Tyson Chandler that was getting minutes. They still had Capella that was getting minutes.
True.
The team looked a little bit different.
It was a little bigger.
It's a little bigger.
It was a little bigger. But yeah, I think it's time to blow up the small ball experiment. So, with that being said, with this roster and the small ball, what do they do with the coach? Does Mike D'Antoni come back, or do they try to get somebody else in there? What do they do with that?
I think they might as well move on from D'Antoni. Just bring in somebody else, start fresh, blow the whole offense up, run something new.
But how can you do that though, Keezy? If let's say for whatever reason, some of the rumors are Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy comes in there, he gonna look at their roster and say, "What y'all want me to do with this? What y'all want me to do with this? You got all these big contracts for everybody 6'5" and under. So what is you can't go out there and get a serviceable big man. So what are you supposed to do? So the next coach is going to
trade Russell Westbrook.
That ain't gonna happen. James Harden will not allow that to happen. You can get rid of Eric Gordon and Austin Rivers.
But who really wants Eric Gordon and Austin Rivers?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Doc didn't even want Austin. That's his daddy.
So the only player that you can move that's worthy is Russell Westbrook. But I will say that this is that Russell Westbrook's trade value is probably not as good as everybody thinks it is, because everybody see he's pretty much a one-trick pony, which is drive to the basket. If he don't do that, then it's a wrap.
Drive to the basket, miss free throws.
I mean, he's a 6'4" Giannis.
Man, he
6'4" Giannis is what he is.
I think he tried to trick the game off. He must have had money on the game.
Nah, Rondo's brother had money on the game. Well, Westbrook is sensitive, but anyways, that's a different topic for a different day. So, my whole problem with the Rockets is that if they do go a different direction with a new coach, that roster is built to play one style for one coach. So when another coach comes in there, they don't have the financial flexibility.
So they stuck with D'Antoni.
I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damned if you do, damn. And what did D'Antoni come out and say with his comments again?
He just said he just wanted to stay there.
He had to say that. You know why?
His contract's up.
They put pressure on ownership. So if they let him go, he can't say, "Well, I didn't say I didn't want to be here. They let me go." So now they look like the bad guys and not him. But like you said, man, D'Antoni, this team is only constructed to play one way, which is D'Antoni's way. And new coach is not gonna help this squad anyway. But who's to blame for this series for the Rockets?
Ownership.
Oh wow.
They're the ones that got rid of all these players. Them and D'Antoni, I'd say, are the ones that got rid of everybody on the roster.
Wow, so you put this on ownership? No James Harden, no Westbrook, nobody. You put this on what?
Nah, I mean, I can't blame it on the players. They did the best they could with what they had out there.
Except for Westbrook.
Because there's just so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's just so much you can do. LeBron is way bigger than anybody they had. Then you add AD in there, and he's way bigger than anybody they had. Just nothing they can do about it.
You know what? That's a good point. They're putting this on ownership because they're the ones who constructed this team. Mostly GM Daryl Morey, who wanted to do the small ball thing. And I'm so glad that it's not working, so we can get back to getting some bigs in the game and stop this whole everybody 6'5" and under. Like the Rockets, that works during the season, right?
Yes.
Because you play one team one night, okay, we cool, we going to the next team, and it is what it is. Well, now you have a whole series to scheme your defensive game plan around a certain team, and like you said, after game one, the Lakers made their adjustments.
They made an adjustment.
So now it's your turn.
And then game two, the Rockets said, oh, well, we should probably make an adjustment. They didn't do anything. Game three, they were like, you know what? We should probably switch something up. Nope.
Still didn't do it.
Game four, you know what? Maybe we should try something a little bit different. They did try one different thing.
What's that?
When James Harden started getting trapped, they were like, maybe we should run somebody to the foul line. That was the one move.
What happened next?
Well, they did that about 10 times, and LeBron was like, you know what? The next time he does that, I'm just going to run and steal the ball when he throws it to the foul line.
What happened with the Rockets adjustment after that?
They didn't make any more adjustments after that.
He was out of adjustment.
That was it. They didn't do anything different. Like, that's why I said, like, throw Tyson Chandler in there just for a little bit. Like, set 2 screens up top for James Harden.
Yeah. Set a double screen.
Yeah, and then give the Lakers, they have to look both ways. Run Jeff Green this way and then run, somebody else. I don't know.
You sound like you petitioning to get the Rockets head coaching position next year. That's what it
I can
like.
probably do better than Dan Tony.
You sound like you leaving me for the Rockets position next year because it sounds like you're doing a little bit better job than Dan Tony did.
I was just so frustrated watching them play.
You know who the most happy person was LeBron. He was like, well, damn, all we got to do is trap him, and that's it.
And that's it. This is easy.
This is easy. That's all we got to do.
I don't have to worry about him shooting all these threes. I don't have to worry about nothing. This is great.
So you mean to tell me we trap him, we force Covington and Westbrook and PJ Tucker and we force them to shoot threes to beat us? That's all we got to do? Wow. What a novel idea.
This is great.
What a novel idea.
What an easy series this has been for me.
And it was for 0-1 that he gets the rest. Speaking of rest, what about the Lakers complaining about, them always having the late games? What's up with that? What's up with that? And the late games is not even that late. It's like 7, 8 o'clock now.
I mean, LeBron is always crying about something, man. I tell you, he's always complaining about something. Don't get me wrong. I love LeBron, what he does on the court, because he's been balling.
Great.
And more than that, I love what he does off the court. But it just, the whole time, they just been making complaints. We playing too late. Like I said, it's not like they playing.
Remember the background?
Oh, the background.
Yeah,
the lights are too dark, and sometimes it's too light, and it's too dark, and they sent my steak medium to my room when I asked for a medium rare.
That's what they did in your house.
Oh man.
They did it in your house. They sent something to his room. He took it. But yeah, man, I'm with you. Skip made a point about this as well, is that when you play a late game, yeah, I get it. The game's over at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at the latest. You go, you get iced down, you get your treatments, and once you're done with everything, it's probably midnight or whatever the case may be. But it's not like you still don't have a whole nother day to shoot around, which they don't do shoot arounds, which I see why now. But you still have a whole, if you don't do shoot arounds, cool. What we're going to do is we're going to sit in the room, go over tape all day. Simple as that. So therefore, you're still not putting anything on your body. You're just sitting in the room, going through game film. You might do a walkthrough, go back to your room, sit down and chill for the rest of the night.
There we go.
And then you don't play again until the next night at 7. So you got the whole next day to chill, relax, go through film, walk through again. So it's not like you exert energy for the day and a half. So yeah, I'm right there with you, TZ. Like, chill, bro. Chill.
Like
just
I said,
chill,
it's not like we
just
playing
chill.
at 8 p.m. this night, and then we got to get up and play again
at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock the next morning.
You like after the game, your coach, hey, look, we're meeting in the lobby at 6:30 in the morning.
6:30. Everybody be downstairs. 6:30. We gotta go.
Get in the bed. Bus is leaving at 7:15. So man, you still got a day and a half to do what you got to do. And I get it from the coach's perspective is they still have to, look at game film for the next game. So if anybody, it should be Frank Vogel now, because
that are complaining.
After the game, you have to break film down. Okay, what did we do good this game that we can do better next game? What did they do this game that we need to look out for in the next game? So Frank Vogel and staff should be the ones complaining, not the players.
It's the same for everybody though. Everybody's getting the full 48 hours between their games. It don't matter if you play at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't play again until 1 o'clock 48 hours later. You play at 9 p.m., 48 hours later, you playing 9 p.m. again. You got the same amount of time as everybody else. Stop with the crying and the complaints.
He's the GOAT, man. You can do what you want to do.
He's not the GOAT.
Speaking of, we'll give our predictions here in a minute. But before we do that, what do you think CP3 is gonna do this offseason?
I mean, I don't know. Everybody's making such a big deal about Chris Paul. I mean, he's still Chris Paul. He's 36 years old. Wow. Chris Paul.
You sound like you don't like Chris Paul.
I mean, he's alright.
He's all right.
You know what I'm saying? He's alright. I mean,
he gets. I tell you what's about to happen. Making sure it's simple.
Go ahead.
He gets bought out by the Thunder. His contract, I think, is 40.
That's a hell of a buyout.
Hold on, now work with me now. All right.
I'm gonna let you roll.
So his contract is $44 million. Okay, so he's like, okay, why would we pay him $44 million? He's gonna be 37 at the beginning of the next season. We have all of these young players. He did what he was supposed to do, which is we wanted to bring him in and teach the younger kids how to win, how to play. He did his job. So Sam Presti, which is the Thunder's GM, probably looked at him and said, hey, look, what we want to do is, this is for you. We'll either trade you to the team that you want to go to, or we'll buy your contract out for $40 million. You know what I'm saying? That's at least $4 million on the table. I say between $38 and $40 million. He accepts that. He come on play with the Lakers, and boom, we back-to-back champs. We back-to-back champs, baby. That's how I see this thing right now.
That's not gonna happen.
Because why not? Chris Paul got family.
The Thunder are not gonna buy him out.
Buying him out.
That's too much money. It's not like his contract is $4 million. They can buy him out. It's $44 million.
Buying him out.
$44 million for nothing. For you to come in here and let us get the 5 seed and we lose to the Rockets. $44 million for that.
Your services will no longer be. Yep, buying him out, man.
No.
And okay, and of course the rumors are, the potential trade to the Milwaukee Bucks. But okay, what the hell do the Bucks have that the Thunder won't?
It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help the Bucks.
It's not gonna help either team because okay, you say point guard. Well, hell, they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they got Dennis Schroeder, and if they put Eric Bledsoe from the package from the Bucks, what the hell you gonna do with that?
What did he do?
That's what I'm saying. So, what the hell do the Bucks have that the Thunder are like? You know what? That's the missing piece right there. Let us get Chris Middleton.
No.
Let's get one of them Lopez.
You can have one.
Let's get Eric Bledsoe.
Okay.
like, come on, man. The Thunder, they ain't got. I mean, the Bucks don't have anything the Thunder would want, so I don't see that trade happening because it would be pointless for the Thunder to take on more pieces of what they already have when they have 6 million draft picks. Well, hell, they can draft them a Lopez. They can draft them a Chris Middleton. They can draft them a Eric Bledsoe. So why would I trade for them raggedy pieces when I could just draft the same damn thing?
I mean, the Lakers would have to give up
We not trading.
You don't have a choice. Nobody's gonna buy. They're not gonna buy Chris Paul out.
They're buying him out.
No, it's not gonna happen.
They're buying him out. And what should have happened 10, 12 years ago with Chris Paul getting traded to the Lakers will finally come full circle.
That should have happened.
And it will come full circle, and Chris Paul will finish his career as a Laker. So
and Kobe would end up with about 9 rings.
That may be true. But we get Chris Paul his first one, and LeBron gets the 5. Book it.
So they're gonna win this year too.
I ain't stuttering. And if I did stutter, you'd have heard me twice.
But like Chris Paul, so we know Billy Donovan's out.
Billy Donovan's gone.
Chris Paul put out this heartfelt video thanking Oklahoma City, so he pretty much knows
something's going on.
I think that they went and said, we're gonna put you on a trade market, and we'll give you, if we get 2 or 3 teams that are open to trading for you, we'll let you pick which team you want to go to.
But see,
that'll be our thank you for you, not us buying out your $44 million contract.
But I don't see that working because there's only a select few teams that could actually do that though.
But if you don't have a choice though, you can stay here in Oklahoma City, or we got 3 teams that are willing to take you. Pick which one you want to go to.
I just don't like the idea because I want them to get bought out.
Okay, we'll sit here in Oklahoma City then. Go ahead and play with us. We get the 6 or 7 seed next year. We'll see you in the playoffs. You can play the Lakers and the Clippers. First round of playoffs. Which one you want? Go ahead.
That's not gonna happen.
Why?
Because he's gonna be a Laker.
No,
that's why.
If he's gonna be a Laker, the Lakers are gonna have to give up.
The only problem I will have is that they will have issues in the locker room with Rondo and Chris Paul.
Yeah, because Rondo from Louisville, you heard what he said? Louisville.
Yeah, I know it.
He gonna knock Chris Paul out.
But what handle that when it comes to that time during the season next year?
They had to give up Kuzma.
We not giving up nobody.
They had to give up Kuzma. They had to give up. What's the other bald head dude's name? LeBron's one bald head dude. What's the other bald head dude's name? Oh, Caruso.
Caruso. You call him by his proper name, Caruso.
Had to give up Caruso. They had to give up some draft picks.
Bye.
They had to give up.
Bye.
Who else? Danny Green.
Bye.
Danny Green have to go.
Bye.
J.R. Smith have to go.
Bye.
Deion Waiters have to go.
Peace out.
And one of them big men got to go too. Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee.
Take your pick.
They're not gonna be on
the theme of today's show is your services are no longer needed. So
your services are no longer needed.
All of them, the Danny Green, Caruso, KCP, Dwight, JaVale McGee. Here, matter of fact, I'll just tell them here. Take your pick.
But here's my thing though. If they gave up all those pieces and get Chris Paul, I don't think that the Lakers
will figure it out.
The Lakers, the way that they're constructed now, work better for LeBron and AD than it would losing those other players and bringing in Chris Paul.
I agree. You know why? Because Chris Paul gonna get bought out. We ain't gotta worry about none of that.
Oh,
Chris Paul gonna get bought out. We got none of that. So, but
hold up. Before you say something, you think that Chris Paul? You know what? Never.
No. Chris Paul what?
Just forget it.
Is the missing piece?
Yeah.
No. The missing piece comes from when you don't win it and another piece gets added and then it helps you win. We're gonna win it this year, and then Chris Paul comes next year, so he's not the missing piece.
So the Lakers are winning this year.
I'm just saying, bro.
So if they play the Clippers, Lakers are winning. How many games you giving?
Oh, this is a sweep.
A sweep.
I'm just playing. Nah, it'll go to full 7 games, man.
Okay. Lakers in 7.
The teams are too talented for anybody to win in less than 5 games. Like that's not gonna happen. And the NBA, for ratings purposes, is not gonna allow that shit to happen either. So if they got to, they're gonna draw this. They got to 7 games. So give me Lakers in 7, man.
So you say Lakers in 7.
That's what I said.
Originally, I picked the Clippers in 7.
I remember that.
So I've been watching the Clippers.
Okay.
And I don't know if they just waiting around to get to the finals and play the Lakers like the Lakers were doing. Like, because we kind of said, I think the Lakers are just kind of cruising through and, maybe they'll get together.
Going through the motions.
Yeah. And I don't know if the Clippers are just kind of like, we can beat whoever. We just waiting. We got to play the Lakers. We just waiting to get to them. Or what the deal is. But since I've been watching them, I'm changing my prediction.
Oh, my goodness.
I am going to go with the Los Angeles Lakers in 6.
Los Angeles
I don't
Lakers
even see it getting to 7.
Oh, hold on. Before we do that, breaking news: Mike D'Antoni informs Rockets ownership that he's becoming a free agent and won't return.
Ha!
So there's that.
Perfect. Good move for the Rockets.
There's that. So
D'Antoni must have gotten an offer to coach overseas.
Nah, bro, he's going to the Pacers. Watch, I am full of predictions today, baby. Watch what I'm trying to tell you.
I got predictions too.
I watch what I'm trying to tell you.
Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6? You just made me a happy man, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying Lakers in 6.
Paul George 2 up and down. Kawhi has been super consistent doing his thing. But Paul George is 2 up and down.
Yeah.
Zubac can't hold Anthony Davis.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah. You see what Jokic is doing. What do you think AD gonna do?
You know what, man? I'm right there with you because I see it this way. Kawhi and LeBron's a wash.
Yes.
Right? They're going to do what they're going to do.
They cancel each other out.
It comes down to the second star. Who do you trust more, AD or Paul George?
Definitely Anthony Davis.
That's the only thing that
without
it
a
comes
doubt.
down to because I feel like the role players are going to do what they're going to do. Lou Williams, he's going to give you a good game. The next game is subpar. Montrezl Harrell, he's an energy guy, so you don't really expect too much from him. I think he's averaging 7 points in the playoffs right now. So, I mean, there's that. So, the role players are, I'm not really worried about them too much. It's what does the second star do? And in this series, I believe AD becomes the AD that we all think he know he can be. I think AD averages 35 this series. 35 and 12.
I'm going to go with 32 and 12.
Okay. You know what? I like that number better. Let me get 32 and 12. LeBron's going to average 27, 9, and 8, something like that. So, yeah, I'll take that. So, we both got the Lakers winning this series. What about the Heat-Celtics series?
I'm going Boston in 7.
Even though the Heat been looking good, even though they only lost 1 game in the playoffs?
Yes. Boston has a little more firepower than what the Heat have faced so far.
You know what, Keezy, though, man? I like the Heat defensively. I do.
I like the Heat too. I mean, I predicted the Heat would make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
We're not talking about that right now. But the thing is, with the Heat, they match up very well with the Celtics.
They do.
So they can switch everything if need be.
Yes, they can.
I just really like this Heat team now. I really, really do. But my heart is saying the Celtics, but mine is saying the Heat. So what should I do, Keezy?
You should probably go with your mind.
With my mind, so my mind is saying Miami Heat.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna stick with Boston though.
But I think it's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be close.
Boston, though.
It's gonna be up and down. It's gonna be Marcus Smart and Jimmy Butler probably gonna fight 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I like that matchup.
It's gonna, you know who's really gonna be the. I think that Kemba Walker is gonna be the difference.
I was thinking about that as I was talking. I was like, it depends on what Kemba Walker does. Kemba Walker is the X factor for this whole entire series. It just depends on what the hell he does. And if Kemba averages anywhere between 20 to 23 points, Celtics got this thing.
Because it's gonna be, it's gonna be a hard fought series.
That it is.
Neither team is gonna outsize the other because Bam and Tice, they're about the same size and everything like that, and everybody else is gonna match up well.
Right up in the park. So so we both got Celtics.
Celtics in 7. I mean, it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna come down to.
I think all games.
I almost want to say Miami.
I know it, man.
But I'm gonna go with Boston. In 7.
A part of my soul wants to say Miami because they just been rolling, and they got. I thought they're what they were lacking, which was height and rebounding. They was like, what the hell? They took over Miami. Beat the Bucks with the squad. So I'm like, well, damn. And both teams got killers, or quote unquote dogs, as people are saying nowadays.
Yeah, dogs.
So it's not like one team's soul is gonna get snatched by the other team because neither team is gonna back down from each other. So, both Western and Eastern Conference Finals matchups are gonna be very exciting. We can't wait till they start this week with the Celtics and Heat, and then the Lakers and Nuggets on the other side. So I really, really can't wait.
The Lakers and the Nuggets on one side.
Nuggets on one side. But anyways, we get ready to get on up out of here. We appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. You can always catch previous shows on our YouTube channel, KY Beyond the Game. You can also check us out on every Monday and Tuesday on Facebook Live and YouTube Live as well, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you ain't got time to sit down and watch a show, you can always stream us and listen to us on the podcast at SoundCloud, or you can go to Google Play Store, you can go to Apple Podcast Music, you can go anywhere that plays podcasts, you can listen to us on there as well, and listen to Keezy Be Wrong every single week. Keezy, got anything to say before we get out here?
No, everybody knows I'm always right, so I don't have really anything else to really say. So
next week I will be right, and I'm gonna be right on my Chris Paul prediction too. You just watch, wait and see. You just watch, wait and see. We're gonna get up out of here. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We out of here. Peace.